Hey everybody, Rich with Prep You outside the bunker, hanging out with a few of my favorite things. You know, we've talked a lot about stockpiling and storing food and different types of food, whether it be off the shelf, whether it be, freeze dried, whether it be from a company that provides food that lasts 15, 20, 25 years. We've also talked about 3 deep stockpiling, and which is really nice, the 3 deep, and there's several videos on that about it. Basically keeps food in your home that you like, which is really important because you can store all kinds of food, but if you don't like it, what good is it? You know, you're forced to eat it in a situation, whatever it be, if you're sheltered in place for whatever. But today I want to talk about, because we had done a video, and I don't see it. We had done a video not that long ago about over-the-counter pain medications and their best by or expiration date, if you want to call it that, which are 2 separate things, best by and expiration dates. In talking to a lot of people, especially people in the pharmaceutical industry, we basically said that the expiration date or the best by dates on those over-the-counter pain medications don't mean diddly. I mean, the federal government with the military did studies, and they found out that there is no expiration date, or it's 10, 15 years beyond. And really, when you're starting to talk about foods or medicines or whatever that's lasting 10, 15, 20 years, 25 years, for all intents and purposes, there's no expiration date. You've got them forever. And we'll talk about, at the end of this video, we'll talk about, what you need to look for to make sure that your food is still good 5, 10, 15 years down the road from your best by dates. So there's that video out there that you should really take a look. It's kind of a companion video to this one. But what we're going to look at today is we are going to look at foods that technically, for the sake of argument, we're going to say they don't have an expiration date, they don't have a best by date, because they really don't. Some of these are natural, some of these just, come as they are from nature. They're might be processed or refined a little bit, but you'll understand a lot of this stuff is common sense, that it lasts forever, although we have a tendency to fall back on the best by date, and you really don't have to. So let's do this. I've got a list here, and I've got a lot of the products that I'm going to show you, and we're going to go over a few interesting things about it that you might not know about. So I'm going to move over here. For those of you who are new to my channel, I don't do fancy stuff. When I'm going to show you a chart, it's all handwritten. I don't cut back and forth. This is one take, straight from the get-go. I don't know if I'm too old to learn new tricks, or if I just don't want to because I got too much other stuff going on. Maybe this summer when I'm not teaching and only working at the shooting range, maybe I'll take some time. I'm still trying to get my website put together, so that shows you how non-technical I am. Heck, the wife programs all the computer and not VHS, but DVD and stereo equipment in the house. I don't do it anymore. So let's get beyond that. But for those of you new, it ain't fancy. I move the camera, I walk over, but let's just show you some of this stuff that we got. Yeah, what we'll do is we're just going to, here's all the products here. I've got I don't have everything that I want to talk about here today, but let's just pick it up. Obviously, some of the stuff like salt. Salt lasts forever. Just hold on to it. We're also going to talk about how you can make sure that this stuff basically lasts forever, okay? And that's obviously what the Homer bucket's for, and the glass container and the metal container, and there's some other stuff back there you can't see. Salt, always good. Dried beans, and I know a lot of you out there, oh dear God, not beans. Yes, beans, all kinds of beans. I've got white small beans here. I've got chickpeas, garbanzo beans, lima beans. I love lima beans. Everybody in my family hates lima beans. but dried beans. Now you're not going to leave them like this, okay? You're just not. I'll talk about that. Spices, 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 and more spices, okay? And I've even got more over here. I've got cumin, and I've got chili powder, and I've got black pepper. They do not expire. I don't care what date's on here. They do not expire. They may lose their potency, okay? So like with the crushed red pepper, when you know, if it's before the best by date, it may take half a teaspoon, all right, to get what you want. But as time goes on, you may have to put a full teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half. So their potency kind of goes down a little bit, all right? That's it. That's it. They're still good. There's nothing wrong with them. All right, like I said, cumin, black pepper. We're going to leave the chili powder here for a second. Baking soda, another thing. No expiration date, all right? All this stuff. And you know, if you're going to have basically freeze-dried food for a while, you want as many spices as you possibly can get on it. All right. If you're like me, you cannot live without coffee. Coffee beans, roasted and ground coffee does not last. It will get bad. This stuff will last till the cows come home. And the cows may not come home for a while, depending on your situation. Everybody, if you're a coffee drinker, you should have freeze-dried freeze-dried coffee available. Honey. Honey will last forever, especially if it's never been opened. All right, that's a key thing. It's a key thing about what we're going to talk about here in a second, is this only applies to stuff that's never been opened. All right, other than the dried beans, and I'm going to show you how you're going to pack those to make sure that they stay okay. Tuna, chicken, Vienna sausage, corned beef hash, and my absolute favorite, Spam. All right, here's the key thing about all this stuff. When we are talking tuna, when we are talking chicken or turkey or whatever, it's plain tuna, chicken, turkey, fish. It's not mixed with spices and hot sauce and stuff like that. It's plain, all right? Not mixed. Lasts literally forever, okay? All right. Sugar, obviously, you know, sugar. Oh, sorry, I just kicked the camera. See, I told you I'm not technically perfect. If I was technically perfect, I would cut that out of the video, right? All right, sugar, very, very important. You should have a bunch of sugar. Sugar is also good for trading. And we're going to talk about items that are great for trading with people. It's good to have a bunch of sugar around. Okay, canned food. And we've got 3 different sizes here. And why do I have 3 different sizes here? And the reason I have 3 different sizes here is because each size lasts a little bit longer by checking, okay? Now, this is a 15-ounce can, this is a 29-ounce can, and this is a 106-ounce can. This is a number 10 can. They're very big. They're, you know, they even have bigger ones for restaurants, but a lot of restaurants use these. Through studies with the government, a number 10 can, if stored properly, will last 20 years past its best by date. Let me say it again. 20 years past its date if it's stored properly. These cans, 5 to 10 years beyond. The smaller the can, the less time. 10 years, 20 years, 5 years past their date. Really important when you're stockpiling, okay? Because you see, oh, you know, I only got till such and such a date, I got to get rid of it. Well, if you're going to get rid of it, donate it. So donate it 6 months before. But anyhow, food pantry. Anyhow, you don't have to now, all right? But we're going to teach you the warning signs on these as they get older, all right? Put that off to the side. Rice. Rice is very, very important. You want and I've got a bunch of these. You can also buy bigger bags of your either long grain, but it's got to be just your white rice. Wild rice and brown rice and stuff like that do not last very long. Go with their best by dates. You should always, 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 back to the 3 deep storage. 1 you're using, 1's your backup, and 3 is your stockpile. Everybody uses rice. Keep 3 boxes on hand that are in different stages of use. For long term, get a bunch of this, because once this runs out, you can go to this, so you got to cook it a little bit longer, you know. Soy sauce. I think they're still using soy sauce from World War II, to be honest with you. Definitely lasts forever. Really good to have on your items. Vinegar. Always have vinegar. There's so many different reasons for cooking and medicinal. Yeah, words are hard. So vinegar is absolutely important to have. All right, pasta. Dried pasta. This I've had in the house for 4 years, okay? And it's still good till 2024. And right now it is 2022. And it says April 29th, 2024. I've used pasta well beyond their best by dates. Just cook it. You know, just be careful. The older it is, the quicker it does cook. I know that sounds weird, but it does, because they start to break down over time. But pasta's great to have around. It lasts forever. Pam, cooking spray. Really, let's see. This is Best Buy. It's about a year old in my house. By 2023, you can add 3, 4, 5 years onto it. Okay, Pam is great to have around. Flavored drink mix. The reason why I like flavored drink mix is after a while, water gets old. Just plain old water. This stuff works great. How many of you have gone to your cabinet, you know, and even after it's open, again, we're talking about this stuff unopened, okay? But how many times have you gone to the cabinet and your powdered drink mix is solid as a rock? Just scrape off some. It works fine. It's not going to kill you. Not at all. You definitely should have this. Not the drops. Drops are nice, but for long-term storage, you need powdered. All right? All right. Oh, there's that ibuprofen I was talking about. Remember how I said no expiration date on over-the-counter? So you should have a bunch of those. Don't fear going to Sam's Club or BJ's or anywhere and buying large quantities, because you don't have to throw it out. You're going to save a whole bunch of money. All right, I saved these 2. In a lot of different videos, chili powder and taco seasoning were the number 1 and number 2 spice to have, because these things will spice up any food you make. In combination, alone, it's just something about the spices in these things make everything taste good. If you have bland meat, bland chicken, bland anything, a bland Impossible burger, these are 2 spices that you definitely need to stockpile, and they literally last forever, okay? Let me have a seat here a second. I'm gonna come over there, hold on. Magic of television. Look at this. The camera automatically moves over to where I'm at. Okay, so what are some of the other things that I just don't happen to have? Powdered milk. All right. I have it stored away. I have it in one of these sealed with oxygen absorbers. I wasn't going to open it. I have actually a full 5-gallon bucket of smaller containers of powdered milk. I wasn't going to open it. I said I would let you know. You can also find all kinds of powdered stuff. You can freeze dry your own stuff. Matter of fact, after one spaghetti dinner with the Boy Scouts, the scout leader basically took all the rest of the spaghetti sauce and he dehydrated it. And he packaged it up and put it in his freezer. Well, we would take it with us on the campouts. And it worked out great. We just rehydrated it, cooked it in a Dutch oven, and we had some great spaghetti. So you can buy powdered tomato sauce. It's incredible. Okay, popcorn kernels, not microwave popcorn. Plain popcorn kernels will last forever. You can cook them over a hot fire, in an oven, or not an oven, but a Dutch oven, or in a pan with a top over it. Squirt some Pam in there, and you're good. Red wine, good red wine, not cheap red wine, not mellow days and easy nights cheap wine that we all drank in college, but good red wine will absolutely last forever. Matter of fact, a lot of red wine gets better with age. I don't drink wine, to be honest with you, and my wife doesn't drink red wine, so there's no red wine in the house. And the last guest that we had that came over drank all the red wine, so I don't have any to show you. Canola oil, it's upstairs in the refrigerator right now. You should have, several containers of that. The 3 deep, again, 3 deep, one you're using, one's your backup, one's in there. Canned hams. Everybody knows what canned ham is. If you ever watch Letterman, he used to give away a big ass canned ham to people in the audience. They will last forever. It is ham cured in salt. That's how they've been doing it for years. That's how you cure stuff. Lots of salt. All right. That was it that I had on this list. So, they have a lot of stuff here. And there's probably a lot more out there that you can get, you can do, that will last forever. Okay, why is this stuff here when we're talking about food? Okay, so we have the Homer bucket, we have the ball jars, and we have good old Santa Claus cookie tin. When you are storing stuff, you need to decide, oh wait, one more thing. And vacuum sealed. Okay. When you buy this stuff, you want it to last even longer than what it says that you can keep it for. So the best way to do it is don't have a whole bunch of sugars sitting around. Take one of these, fill it up with containers of sugar, or if it's a clean bucket, you can actually put the sugar inside there. I don't like doing that, but that's just me. You could just fill that full of sugar. You could fill it full of beans. You could fill it full of rice. Then you take your oxygen absorbers and you put several in there and seal this puppy. Seal it down tight and you're good to go. And that goes for plastic buckets, metal cans. You don't have to use something like this. You can go to a Five and Below or a dollar store or whatever. Get the popcorn ones you get at Christmas time. Get the popcorn tins. They're bigger. Again, you can put pasta in it. You can put all kinds of stuff in it. Put your oxygen absorbers in it. Close it if you want to. Seal it. Use sealing tape. All right, 100-mile-an-hour tape, whatever you want to use. Mark it. Mark what's on the outside, what is on the inside. Ball jars. Great, absolutely great. You can can with them, but you can also store with them. These are the real deal. These are the ones with the lids that come off. All right, put your beans in here. Put whatever you want in here. Go with the smaller one. Go with the larger one. Again, keep it tight. Oxygen absorber on the inside. What's nice about these is you can see what's going on. Okay, you can see. You can turn it around, see if there's any, anything going on. Do you need to change the oxygen absorber? How long have you had them? I've never had to change any. All right. Vacuum seal. Vacuum seal your stuff. Oxygen absorber is right there. Inside of it, this was from one of our videos, the backyard treasure case chest. That was a drop dead last chance storage chest in your background. You buried it in your garden where you've got a bunch of stuff. Check out that video. We vacuum sealed everything that went in there and put a knife on top so you could actually cut into it if you absolutely needed to have it. So that's why that stuff's here. That goes along with the food that never expires. That's how you're going to store that stuff. Okay, how are you going to? Once you get it in here, where's it going? It's not going in your garage. It's not going in a window box. Where it's going is in your basement, where it's cooler in the summer, warmer in the winter, in a dark area that does not have direct sunlight and is dry and pest free. Okay? You're gonna store all this stuff. This stuff will last forever if it's in a cool, dry, sun-starved area, because it's always cooler. That's what's great about the basements. All right. Food safety. Let's talk about food safety real quick, since we are storing all this stuff, and we're hoping that it lasts forever. So what you never want to do is, when you buy your cans, it cannot be dented, bulging, or rusted when you buy it, when you get it. And the reason being is, if it's dented, it breaks the spray, whatever they use on the inside of these cans to keep the food away from the cans, because that's where the rusting is going to come in. It can rust from the inside out too, don't forget that. If it's dented, it cracks that, and the inside stuff has a chance to work its way through the metal. All right, and it also gets into the food. So if you're going to use it right away and you got bruise and dents in it, it doesn't make any difference, especially if it's before the best by date. But if you're storing for a long time, you want this can to look perfect now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. You want this can to look good now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now for a number 10 can. You'll want to look at this stuff every year. You want to rotate it, take a look at it, get it out. I mean, physically look at the welds and everything. Look at the can, make sure it's still not dented. Make sure there's nothing on the outside of the can, no rust. You need to make sure. And then, when you use it, if your nose says don't eat it, don't eat it. All right? Not every can's gonna make it. It may look great from the outside, but it's horrible on the inside. Think of an apple. It looks like a beautiful apple, and you bite into it and it's all brown on the inside. You don't know. You know, that's the chance you take. But if it looks wrong, it might smell perfect. But if it smells bad, don't eat it either. Of course, that is unless it's, you know, super aged, $100 an ounce beef that I almost threw away at the firehouse one time from a package that somebody gave us, and thank goodness the captain said, that's fine dry aged beef, don't get rid of that. All right, well, we're not storing fine aged dry beef, so if it smells funny and it looks funny, it's funny. Don't eat it, because you don't want to. Let's talk about spices real quick. I'm sure a lot of you know about salt spices and powdered spices. All right, powdered garlic, garlic salt, and back and forth. What should you buy? Well, if you're eating regular food every day, processed food that we get, you're probably better off with the spice that is a powder and not a salt, because there's no more added salt. If you're eating food and it's a situation where you are working and you're expelling more than what you're taking in, maybe a little bit extra salt might be okay. I'm not a cardiologist. I'm not a doctor. I did not stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night, so I'm not really sure. But you should always buy your spices powdered, because it's better off. You don't need all that salt. Let's talk about bartering. Okay. You should always have items on hand that you can barter with down the road. These items you want to buy more of. These items may be items that you don't really care about. And the best items for bartering are, my list, ammo, number one. Ammo is always good. That's why I keep ammo, and I find it a really good deal. That for firearms, I don't even have that caliber. I get a lot at the range, and people just give it to me, and I don't own a .380. I don't have a .44 Magnum. I don't have a 4470 either, but I have ammunition for those because they're great. I know down the road they're great for bartering. The firearms themselves are great barters, although I don't think I would ever give away a firearm because it might be used against you. Knives are great, but alcohol is a great barter item. It absolutely is a great barter item. Cigarettes are a good barter item, no matter how old they are, how nasty they are. If you find them, you keep them, and you can barter them for other stuff. And spices. Everybody wants spices. Salt is a cheap, great barter item because everybody needs salt. Let's face it. Fortunes were made in the salt industry. I mean, just back in the medieval times, everyone needed salt to preserve their food. And if you're a hunter and you may be hunting to preserve your game, you may need a whole heck of a lot of salt. So the little containers of salt are nice, but you also want large salt. And then right there, baby, put it in there. So that is my take on food items that you can stock and store forever. Okay, I hope this helped you out. I hope it helps your stockpiling. I hope you add to what you have, and that you never need it. Just like we hope you never have to use the police department or the fire department or your insurance policy. They're just insurance policy. That's what this is. And the nice stuff about this stuff is you can use it, replace it. Going back to the 3 deep again. Everything you see here, I have 3 levels of it, okay? Because I use it all the time. And if it gets close, I mean, I like hash and eggs, so I buy more, eat some. I've eaten a lot of this stuff that is 1, 2, 3 years, 4 years past the best by date. So take it from me. I'm not dead. I'm still going, and I look okay, a little, I guess. But that's it. So if you need to look at the video again, look at the video again. We got lots of foods here for you, and I promise you one of these days that website's going to be up and running, and there will be a list of the foods that never expire that you need in your stockpile. So that's it. Subscribers, thank you very much for subscribing. We are cranking. We are almost up to 1,700. Thank you very much. Please comment. Please like this video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, let me know. If I forgot a food, let me know. Let me know. If you just want to send me a thumbs up, right, GW? Thank you. And if you want to send me a thumbs down, tell me why. Don't just click don't like. Tell me why you didn't like it, and we'll do better for you next time. So, as we always say, ending this video is be aware of your surroundings no matter where you are at all times, day and night. Also, have at least 72 hours of food available, ready to go at a moment's notice if you have to bug out or evacuate. At least 3 months of food and water and supplies per person for sheltering in place. And let's face it, you're going to better chance of sheltering in place than bugging out, unless you live in Florida. And please prep like your life depends on it, because it really does. Take care. Thank you very much. See you next time.